Hi, welcome to Go. I have talked about Chinese counting for a few videos. I go through the Chinese counting very deeply, but there are still some topics I need to cover it because this is really common mistake that people always make. It's about the Chinese counting on OGS and handicap game. So let's get into the topic. Here, let's rewind a bit about the Chinese counting. Firstly, according to the rules of weiqi 2002 approved by the Chinese Weiqi Association, that means it's the official translation. The Chinese counting is also known as the stone counting. I see some people have commented that the correct name for the Chinese counting should be the area counting, because the stone counting would refer to a more classical way of Chinese counting. But as I'm a Chinese, I will tell you that we call the Chinese counting as the stone counting, and we call the classical Chinese counting as the pure stone counting, or absolute stone counting. That means we really only count the stone, but that's not the topic today. Anyway, the official translation is stone counting. And then the way to calculate it is that we need to have a basic number. The basic number would be the half of the total intersection of the entire board. And if the tournaments use compensation, that means the komi, then we will add up the komi to the basic number. That's how we do the Chinese counting. There is an important note for the Chinese counting, which is that with the same difference of stones, the difference of territory points could be varied. For an easy example, let's see this. Black and white started to play. As they don't know how to play, they just play up. And at this moment, it's the black turn. If the black pass and white pass, then the game will end with black has 45 stones and white has 36 stones. Black is leading by 9 stones. But this black's turn. That means black could play 1 stone here now. And white could pass now. What will happen is that now the black is only leading by 8 territory points, but black is leading by 9 stones. So the same difference of stones, the difference in territories could be varied. Here, this would be the list. For the 19 times 19 board, when black has 185 stones, white will only have 176 stones. Then black will be leading by 8 or 9 territory points. When black has 181 stones and white has 180 stones, then black could lead by 0 points. That means a draw or leading by 1 point. This would be the case of the 19 times 19 board. You could also check up the data of the 13 times 13 board and the 9 times 9 board. And then, actually, you need to return stones in handicap games. You will understand it very easily after I explain it. In a handicap game, for example, black has 2 stones here, and then white started to play the game. Now they play the game in the same way. We could find that it's same as the previous result. Black is leading by 9 stones, but for territory's point, this is an captured stone, so this will become a prisoner that needs to return to black's territory. And then, black is only leading by 7 territory points, although black is leading by 9 stones. Black only leading by 7 territory points. And this time, black finished the game, but it's the white's turn. The white may play 1 more stone here. Then this time, black will lead by 8 territory points. So, when black is leading by 9 stones, black could either leading by 7 territory points or 8 territory points. It's different from the non-handicap game. That's why, when we use Chinese counting in handicap games, we need to apply a system of returning stone. And this will be the number you could reference to. When it's a two handicap games, when black has 185 stones, black may lead by 7 or 8 points. When black has 181 stones, black may lose by 1 point, or it would be a draw in territory points. So check up this data. And in Chinese counting, the function is here. The total intersections deduct the handicap stones and divide it by 2 plus the handicap stones would be the required black stones to draw. And for the white stones, the required white stones to draw would be the total intersections deduct the handicap stones and divide by 2. And if the two numbers add up, they will become the total intersections. And let's see an example. For example, for a two handicap game, the required black stones to draw would be 181.5, and the required white stones to draw would be 179.5. And for a three handicap games, the required black stones to draw would be 182 stones, and white will need 179 stones in order to draw the game. So, could you apply komi in the handicap game? The answer is yes, you could apply komi in the handicap game. You may think it is strange to apply komi in the handicap game, but actually it is common because the advantage of one stone is too huge. So sometimes, as we like to have a more balanced game, we would apply komi in handicap game. But when we apply komi in handicap game, if you use the Chinese rule, you need to take care of the komi. For example, if you play a 2-stone handicap game, it's better you apply a 3.25 stones handicap. That would relevant to 6.5 points. The reason is that when black has 185 stones in a 2 stones handicap game, black is leading by either 7 points or 8 points. So black will win when the komi is 3.25 stones. But if the komi is 3.75 stones, normally we would consider 3.75 stones as 7.5 points. But in that case, black needs 186 stones to win. And black could not get 186 stones if black is only leading by 8 territory points. Black needs 9 territory points in order to have 186 stones. In that case, a 7.5 points komi is not working. In short, when the handicap is an even number, you could apply an even number komi. When the handicap is an odd number, it's better to apply an odd number komi. So here we would discuss about the OGS Chinese counting. For the classic Chinese counting, we only require half counting, but OGS would count both sides and compare the two numbers. And in the classic Chinese counting, we would use stone to show the amount of komi or game result, but OGS would represent the komi and the game result by points. The function that OGS use would be black stones deduct white stones plus komi plus handicap. Actually, this is totally the same as the Chinese counting, either in the normal game or in the handicap game. The results are totally the same. For example, in a normal game, when black has 185 stones and white has 176 stones, black will win by 185, deduct 176 plus 7.5, and this will be 1.5 points. But the problem for OGS is that I think it is a bit misleading to use the points to represent the results in Chinese counting. For example, in a normal game, if you try to set a 6.5 komi in OGS, the result would be that even when you're only leading by 6 points, you may get 184 stones, and with 184 stones, you could win the game in a 6.5 komi. That's because you could not set an even number komi. And similarly, in the handicap games of 2 stones, if you set the komi for 7.5, Indeed, even if black lead by 8 points and get 185 stones, the black will still lose, as actually black needs 186 stones in order to win. So that's all for this video. The numbers may be a bit confusing, but if you understood the Chinese counting clearly, then you would understand what I have suggested. And if you don't understand clearly how the Chinese rule works, you could check out my old videos detailedly explain about the Chinese counting. And if you are my Patreon members, you may get the PDF of this PowerPoint, and I hope this video could help you to apply the Chinese rule and to prevent mislead by the OGS when you try to use the Chinese rule in OGS. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.